Did you know that over 60% of new drivers experience anxiety when they get behind the wheel? Driving anxiety can be debilitating, but there's hope. In 7 days, I'm taking the challenge to help my daughter to drive with confidence. I'm going to show you proven techniques to conquer those fears and transform your driving experience, or use these same strategies for fears that you want to overcome. Hi, I'm Leslie, and I'm sorry to say that I haven't given the commitment needed to help my daughter become a confident driver that I had planned to do when she turned 15 and she got her permit. We went through times of her driving, but she would hyperventilate. She would swerve off the road or make such slow left-hand turns. I feared for our safety. But I'm taking control with the last week of summer vacation, and what better way to keep me accountable than by documenting our experience. As a therapist and play therapist, I plan to use exposure therapy to slowly expose her to new situations and skills, increase her confidence by using some coping strategies, all while incorporating some fun and playful moments to keep learning to drive exciting and enjoyable. While I want my daughter's motivation to be intrinsic, and in some ways it will be by what we're going to choose to do to get her to drive and the process that we're going to go through, I also have that extrinsic motivation. So she is going to earn a little kitten at the end of her 7 days driving when she can become confident and successful. And that should motivate her to keep trying and keep going to learn more. All right, so we're getting in the car, and Kaylee is getting me the cord to plug up my phone so that her fun is going to be she gets to listen to her favorite music while we drive. Are you excited about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kaylee, before we begin, I want you to tell me, what is your confidence level in driving?
0.
0. We're at 0, folks. 0. She has no confidence. Do you think you can back out the car?
I can try.
Okay, so you know how to start the car?
Yeah.
She knows how to adjust her seat. And are you going to start the car, press the brake, and you can adjust your mirrors. You good?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's turn on before we start going anywhere, let's turn on some air because it is hot in here. Do you know how to use the air? Here we go. Y'all hear the air flowing? All right, so before we begin, now that you have your hands on the wheel, we are going to do our visualization. So you can imagine it before you begin, okay? And if y'all want to listen along to the visualization, I'm gonna put the link in right up here. Okay, so for her day 1 task, we are going to drive down our road and make a right-hand turn, and then on that road there is a small little cul-de-sac. She will go around in it and come back to our house. It's roughly half a mile, maybe a mile, not that far. And we will repeat that 5 times. This way she is in a safe place, someplace that she is familiar, that we have been on these roads over and over again, where she can be comfortable and ready to go. You should put your blinker on. That way that car knows that you're turning right, okay? And then you can turn right. She's doing so good. Okay, and we're gonna be back after we finish our 5 rounds so that she can stay calm and focused while she's driving, and we're gonna let her listen to a little bit of her music so she can enjoy this moment. Okay, so we've made it around 1 time. How was that, Kaylee?
That was good.
It was good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you feeling right now to do your 2nd round?
5.
Wow, that jumped up a lot. So is there anything that you learned on our little trip around?
I just learned how to wave at other drivers.
Yeah, so there were some other people just holding on to their wheel and just doing a little hand, and Kaylee saw that, so I taught her how to wave back when someone waves at you. So that was fun, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, Kaylee, how are we on the confidence scale?
7.
7, so you're feeling a lot better?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the most enjoyable thing about driving this go around?
Like listening to my music and stuff.
Yeah, so when you attach something that is positive to your experience, it's going to help you kind of get over that fear a little bit better. So let's recap some of our coping strategies that we used throughout this video. The first thing we did was we set a goal of going around the cul-de-sac 5 times. So she had a specific goal in mind of something to accomplish, and that can make her feel really, really successful. The second thing we did was we practiced a visualization technique with affirmations. How did that make you feel going through that visualization?
It was nice, like my favorite kind of thing.
Yes, because I associated her visualization with her wanting to have that sense of adventure, because that is her actual intrinsic motivation for wanting to learn to drive, to be able to go out on adventures on her own. Another coping strategy is to have a support system. So I was her support system throughout all of this, and she did a wonderful job. She really wanted to get feedback pretty much constantly, but she was able to handle it when she wasn't doing something correctly, and she would notice it. And that's where her positive self-talk came in. And she would, instead of criticizing herself or panicking and freaking out, she decided, oh, I'm going to get that next time. I'm going to learn from this mistake, and I'm going to get that next time. So that was her doing some positive talk for a coping strategy that she practices well, right? High five. Good job. And let me think. So we also used exposure therapy, because we're exposing her in small steps and increments to get her to her next level. So are you going to be ready for day 2?
Yeah.
And let's get this
started.
Cat. Let's get this cat. All right, it is day 2 of our work with Kaylee, teaching her how to drive and overcoming her fear of driving. And our goal today is going to be to take a longer loop out of our house and around a larger circle of houses, and get her speed up to about 45 miles per hour. We're going to stop at this really nice little place where they put boats in the water to let her practice going into a parking spot and backing into a parking spot. So, Kaylee, what's your confidence level today with this goal?
6.
A 6? Okay. So we're starting at a confidence of 6. And the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to let her crank the car so that we get some air flowing, and then we're going to do our meditation visualization again. So we are going around on our second time around, and there have been a lot more vehicles on the road, which has caused Kaylee a little bit more anxiety. Is that right? How are you feeling right now?
Not confident.
Not confident? Where are you on your scale? Between 1 and 10. You were at 6 before. Where are you right now?
4.
You went back down to a 4. And why is that?
It's like the big trucks were like scary.
The big trucks were scary.
Yeah, and I feel like I did worse, and swerving everywhere.
Okay, so you're swerving a little bit more. And that's one of the things that we talked about while she was driving is when you become more anxious, you become more of a danger on the road. And her fear is the other cars, right? But then I asked her, how many car accidents have you been in? How many have you seen? It's been very, very few. She's never really been in a car accident, and she's only seen a handful. So with that knowledge, and with the knowledge of knowing that it's rare for it to happen, even though, yes, there's a possibility, and you may be anxious because maybe you have been in a car accident before, or this has happened to you before. You know someone who was badly injured or died in a car accident. Yes, all of those things are possibilities, but it's very rare. It's not something that happens frequently. And when we go into the car and we are anxious, it's just creating more tension and more reasons for us to mess up in that circumstance. So it's really important to do what? What did we work on during that process?
Breathe.
Just breathing, taking a breath and relax. And if you are too anxious, you can just pull over if there's a place and safe place to do so until you can calm yourself back down to get back out on the road. So a lot of our roads are super curvy that we're going on, so she can't go too fast. We've been going up to 40 in some situations, but right now we have about 6 cars behind us, and she's doing great. We've decided to practice patience and knowing that they are going to have to practice patience. Right, Kaylee?
My confidence went down to a 3.
Oh no, not 2 and 3. Okay, we finally made it back home, but oh my gosh. And we survived 3 rounds going around. It was a little bit more difficult this time around. We're gonna have even more challenges tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. So, is your confidence really down to a 3, or how do you feel now?
3.
Oh gosh, we have some work to do. We have some work to do to build this confidence back up. What do you think made your confidence get lower this time?
You being scared too.
Okay. I started to get a little bit more anxious because she still kept going off the road a little bit all the time. So I think sometimes it's hard to judge where your space is, where the car's space is on the road. And that's something that she already has a difficult time with, is knowing where her body is in space. And so taking that into the car makes it a little bit more challenging, I think, than most kids that are learning to drive a car have to deal with. So, day 2, you ready to make it to day 7 to get that?
Can't.
Yeah, we're going to get it. Okay, so it's day 3. Kaylee, are you ready?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, so how confident are you feeling today?
I guess maybe 4. I don't know.
Around a 4? Okay. And today we're going to do something special, and that is to go on a scavenger hunt. That's going to be exciting, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be different tasks that you have to make sure that you do. I've written them all down right here. We have 5 stop signs. We have to go through at least 5 stop signs. We have 10 right turns, 10 left turns. We have to find a church, a park, a restaurant, and 3 different types of street signs. And this is going to give us some goals and some ways to have fun while driving. But first, what are we going to do first before we start driving? Do you remember?
Meditation?
Yes, we're going to practice our little meditation that I created just specifically for Kaylee to overcome her driving and make her feel at ease and less anxious before we begin, because her main intrinsic goal is to want to be able to travel, because you have a love of travel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've instilled that in you.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be able to do that on your own eventually, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sounds good. Let's do our meditation.
Okay.
And you can find that in the link here if you're interested. Okay, so we've made it back after day 3 of driving. We've been around for about 45 minutes now. We tackled all of our goals on our list. She even made it into town, and our main road in our small little town. She even had an 18-wheeler pass her on the road. So she's feeling a lot better, right? Feeling a little bit more confident. Having the music playing has been very helpful. Having me navigate her a little bit more, turn right here, turn left here. How do you think that went? Was that better?
Yeah.
Than her having to make the decision and think about which direction she wants to go. We will be doing she will be able to plan, and she'll have the navigation system tell her where she wants to go. We may even do that tomorrow to let her see how to navigate to like the coffee shop, so you can pick up a coffee. Which coffee are you going to get?
Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream, frappuccino. Yes, that's her favorite. So that may be our goal tomorrow. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm. If I get coffee.
Yeah, and let's get this.
Cat.
Yes. So Kaylee and I just finished our driving, and then look at this. It started storming so bad. We made it back just in time. It is day 4. We're getting up early to take Kaylee on her drive for the day. Molly, our dog, wanted to come with us. We're going to actually get on the highway today. Shh. And then stopping by the coffee shop and then head back home. So it shouldn't take us too long today. But it's going to get her a whole new, different experience. We might also try changing lanes a little bit here and there, depending on what the traffic is like. But I think early in the morning, the traffic isn't going to be as bad in this summertime. So. So we made it to the place to get her coffee, and she's doing really, really good. She even changed lanes once, and she had to merge with an 18-wheeler that was right behind her. So that was a little scary. You can pull up, Kaylee.
Okay.
And now we're going to get her coffee. This is another new experience for her to go to the window and order her own drink. So let's see how this goes. She's struggling getting the window down.
What can I get for you today?
Oreo Frappuccino.
You doing 16 or 20 ounce?
16.
What else can I get for you?
That's all for me.
It's gonna be $6.60, darling. You guys need a pup cup?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you did it. You did good. All right. We're going to drive around to get it.
Okay.
I think she's there, Kaylee.
Oh.
You're so cute. There's pup cup.
Yeah.
And there is Oreo Frappe.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you. All right. Ooh, Molly's ready for her pup cup. And Kaylee, show us your Frappuccino. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Hi.
Okay, Kaylee, we forgot to do your confidence level before and after. So what do you think your confidence level was before we started driving today?
And like 5.
Okay. And then when we finished just now, what do you think you're at now?
I mean, Back up to a 7.
Back up to a 7, even though we did have one little incident where there was an 18-wheeler and that was turning left and it was a green light. So she needed to kind of hurry up to be able to take that left-hand turn. Left-hand turns have been really difficult. They're a lot harder, aren't they, than just a regular right-hand turn. So I was telling her it's going to be turning yellow soon, so you need to go ahead and keep going. Then, well, that made her a little bit more anxious, knowing that she had to like think quickly and speed up, but also be slow enough to be able to make the turn. And because of that freak out, she started to not turn exactly correctly, and that freaked her out even more. So what we did was we just pulled over to the side of the road. I gave her a minute to just breathe and calm down, hug a little bit, tell her it's okay, reassured her that it's fine. And that's one of the things that when you are fearful, if you do have a support person to go to, even if it's driving, if it's whatever the fear is, if you have some type of anxiety that happens or triggers you, knowing to call up that friend or to reach out to someone or have someone be with you in a moment that you know might be fearful can be really helpful to have that person be reassuring. Right. Yeah. Oh, and one more thing, Kaylee. Let's get that
cat.
It is day 5 of our driving with Kaylee, making her a confident driver. So we're all in the car together. She is learning how to navigate on the navigation system and drive and use it correctly. So we're gonna go eat at a Mexican restaurant and Kaylee's gonna drive us there, and that's gonna be our adventure for the day. It's still a little bit wet and rainy today, and we will do our meditation as well. Okay, Kaylee, how confident are you feeling today?
Same as yesterday, 7.
So about a 7. Okay, so we're moving on up there for day 5. Driving in the rain. Okay, Kaylee, how was it?
7.
You still feel at a 7? Okay, we just drove all the way from Tupelo to Fulton, which is about a 30-minute drive on the highway. We had one kind of hiccup. Yeah, there was another car that was coming down, trying to merge onto the highway, and Kaylee was in the right lane, so that car was trying to merge at the same time that Kaylee was driving, and Kaylee didn't see that car, so she didn't speed up or slow down, and that car like nearly hit us by like an inch before they noticed and swerved away. And then I saw them pulled over, panicking, but we were also panicking, and I just kind of helped Kaylee stay calm, because we all need to have at least a little bit of fear when driving, you know. We're not going to be able to avoid fear. We have to just deal with it head on. And so that's what Kaylee and I both did, but at least we had each other there to support one another and get each other to breathe and relax through it. And I just reassured Kaylee that that was not her fault in doing, but also how to handle that kind of situation when it comes up the next time, right? Okay. So, we ready? Hey, we only have how many days?
3.
2.
2.
So let's get this.
Cat.
It's day 6. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your confidence level today?
Same as yesterday.
It's around a 7? Do you think that after driving a little bit today, we might be able to get it up to an 8?
Maybe.
Okay. So we're just going to go around town and go to some stores and go shopping a little bit. Get a snow cone maybe. Would that be good?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're just going to have some fun today, right? So that we can get
that.
cat.
Yeah.
First stop was getting some pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, we went to our downtown area where we went shopping, and we got a bunch of clothes. We're so excited. Kaylee, how are you feeling?
Good.
Good. And now we're gonna try to see if we can get to the snow cone place before they close. Cross our fingers. Okay, girls, stay out, and we went and got some snow cones. How's driving going, Kaylee?
Good.
Good. What's your confidence level now?
8.
Oh, we made it to an 8?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good job. We're going to head home and call it a day. So we will catch you tomorrow when we go to get that cat. It's our last day. Yay. Are you excited? We're going to go drive to go get Kaylee her cat. Possibly.
Yeah.
We may not be able to pick it up today, but we can pick out which one we want, maybe. So she's going to be driving like 30 minutes into another town, and we're going to stop by the church for them to do an activity before we go get the cat. How are you feeling about driving now?
Same as yesterday, 8.
8, you still feel pretty confident. And I don't expect you to ever get to like a 10. Nobody needs to be like a super 10 when they're driving, because you know, you always need a little bit of fear when you're driving, because that helps you be cautious about your environment. So anyway, follow along with us as we go get our cat and overcome our fear of driving. Okay, right? So we just got back from getting Kaylee her cat. She's so excited. We're letting the cat get used to us, so we'll show you at the end. But Kaylee, I wanted to go over, how confident of a driver do you feel now? When we started, you were like 0. I'm not confident at all. Where are you now?
I think still like at an 8.
Still at an 8? Okay, good. I think that's a good place to be. And so let's review some of our coping strategies. We started with goal setting. So having specific goals each time we drove to expose you to driving. How would you rate goal setting on a 1 to 10? How effective do you think goal setting helped you in order to get used to driving?
It was good.
So you think that was like really helpful?
Yeah, I think it was pretty helpful.
Okay, and then one of the other things that we did was we did the visualization each day. How effective do you think the visualization?
It was good because I liked thinking about Maui and Hawaii and stuff.
Okay, so it helps you stay on track about your purpose and reason for wanting to drive, right? Another tool that we used for a coping strategy was positive self-talk and saying positive things to yourself as you're driving. How helpful was that?
Good.
You're going to just say everything's good.
Yeah.
Can you tell me on a scale of like 0 to 10, how effective do you think the positive self-talk was?
Like 5.
Okay, so about average for you. Okay, and one of the other techniques was breathing that we tried. And at first, breathing was not kind of your thing to do, right?
Right.
But by the end of it and the more practice we had, how effective do you think breathing was?
I think it was pretty effective because like when I got scared, I just breathed and just calmed down.
Right, and it helped you to relax and calm down. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think breathing was helpful?
6.
Maybe a 6. How much was the goal setting helpful?
8.
8, okay. And how much effective was the visualization?
I said 8.
You said 8?
Yeah, because of the like.
I don't think you said, but okay.
What? Huh?
Okay, visualization was an 8, which that's pretty good. And then we also had support system. So how effective do you think having a support system in place was?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. So just me being with you and guiding you, giving you encouragement, telling you to relax, to breathe, things like that. That was a 10 out of 10. Okay, so make sure that you have a support system in place whenever you're trying to overcome fear. We covered all the coping strategies, and I hope that you found this video helpful. Give me a like and a follow if you want more content like this. You can also check out some more videos after this to talk about overcoming fear and these particular strategies as well. So thanks for joining us, and go master your next moment.